Hey guys, long time no see. Feels weird saying that. It has been quite a bit. I don't want to say like it's been too crazy. I think it's almost nearly a month since my last post, like 3 weeks. But hi, um, yeah, it's alright. It's been a little bit since I last posted. I have been quite busy with just with life in general, certain things. But in this video, I plan to update you guys, at least on the surface level of things. As you can see, I am in a new place, vicinity. What do you want to call it? I'll keep that one out of the conversation, just in the meantime, at least. But I'll be going from place to place, just in case if the background is a bit different. But if it's the same, just know. So, where have I been? I would say, for those that don't know, I am currently doing or preparing for my entry exams for nursing. I'm sure it's different outside the United States, but mostly in the United States, at least in Florida. I don't know. In other places, I'm sure it's the same, but we have something called the TEAS exam, which is an entry exam that people take to see where it's at your educational level based off English, reading and comprehension, science, and math. And I've already taken it twice, and unfortunately, I just didn't pass with the score that I wanted. Now, there is a certain score that you need in order to get to the school that you want to go, depending on what the requirements are for your school. So, for mine, I just need a bit higher. I know some people take those entry exams like it's like nothing. I guess I kid you not. They're just really good testers, I guess. And in terms of all subjects, they're well educated and good for them. I'm one of those people that I have to sit down and study and review because of the time I forget these things. The only subject that I've been good at, and it's because I've been exposed to it most of my life, is science. But even then, there's things that I just can't remember, whether it is anatomy and physiology or chemistry, even though I never took chemistry. I took it once in college, not even in high school. I took it once in college, and I think I pulled out of the class for a reason. I forgot what it was. I think just the teacher was like so hard. But yeah, so I'm reviewing some chemistry, scientific and reasoning, which that is so dumb in my opinion. But you know what? I'm not gonna say anything. It's part of it. Some anatomy, physiology, and some other things within the science realm. So, biology. So I have been studying hella for those exams, for the exam, which is coming up this month, at the end of the month. So, wish me luck. The other thing is, your boy went to Puerto Rico. Hace tiempo que no he visto mi isla. In other words, a long time since I haven't seen my island, where I was born, where I was raised. By the way, for you Spanish folks, I'll make sure to keep bouncing from Spanish to English, but I haven't been to the island in over 12 years. So I will tell you the good part, in the entire experience in general, going back to Puerto Rico, visiting, and then the downfall as to what happened. So a friend of mine they decided to book last minute to Puerto Rico and said, yo, we gotta go to Puerto Rico. And I'm like, holy crap. I remember my parents trying to get me to Puerto Rico, but financially I just wasn't right. And I remember my older brother went last year, and he's like, yo, let's go to Puerto Rico. And I'm like, bro, timing is horrible, just because I had a lot of things, and I couldn't do it last minute. Last minute was like a week and a half beforehand, and I was just like, dude, I can't do it. So spontaneously, I was given months in advance, and I was like, okay, that's cool. I think it's like 3 months. And I was like, alright, I'm so down for it. I think when you make plans like that, because even when you travel, and it's only like 3 months in advance, I would say it's still not quite, I mean, it's a good gap to make arrangements, but depending on who you're talking to and like where you're going, I would say, yeah, like for me, I would say 5 months in advance. Like, yo, December we're gonna go to this place, because it gives you enough time to like save up, just in case if you guys aren't going on a tight budget or maybe more than needed, and other things. Just depends on your job, you know, your life, your circumstances, all those things. Anyways, so the day comes to go to Puerto Rico, right? And so we decided to leave where I'm at to Miami. This is literally after work, by the way. So, got home, showered, changed, got everything ready, put it in the car, and we decided to go to Miami. Our flight was at Friday at like 5 in the morning, 6 in the morning. No, 5 in the morning, 5 in the morning. Which, by the way, best idea ever. Why? Because like we landed super early in Puerto Rico, which gave us more time. We basically had an extra day, in my opinion. Anyways, I'll get to that point. Okay. The part that really sucked for right now. So, I told my friend, I'm like, yo, let me drive to Puerto Rico. Let me drive to Puerto Rico, let me drive to Miami, which is 3 hours. But I said, let me drive to Miami, because even though it's at night and I'm not really, I don't know, like a nighttime cruiser, like I like it, but it just depends on the mood, like it depends what I'm doing. But if you tell me, oh, we're gonna go drive, I'm just like, ugh. In my head, the most logical thing is, doesn't matter where you are in the world, if you get in a vehicle and you're gonna drive 3 hours away, I don't care if your car is a 1.8 cylinder or a 1.4, fill up your gas tank before you go, even if it's halfway. Matter of fact, even if it's like 85% full, fill it up, because you never know. So I told my buddy, I was like, hey, like, let me drive it to Puerto Rico. My logical thing was, I'm gonna go to the gas station, fill up the tank, right? Get a Celsius or get a Monster, not a Monster, but like get an energy drink or coffee, just so we can make our way to Miami and everything's good. They said, no, I got it, I'm gonna drive. So I was like, alright, cool. So I got into the passenger seat, and my fat ass just went to sleep. Okay. What happened? 45 minutes left into the drive, I woke up, and I was like, I don't know why, but it was getting hot. I was like, what's going on? Like, why is it so hot? And I remember, I'm like, I tell them, hey, everything okay? Like, why is it so hot? Why do you have the AC off? And they're just so quiet, like staring at the, the highway, just like them cruising. And then they like turn to me and they're like, we need to find the nearest gas station. And I'm like, why? I'm over here thinking like, oh, maybe you have to go to the bathroom, right? Bathroom break. I mean, from what I realized, I don't know. I don't even know. I don't think so. They never stopped. So I was like, oh, they probably need to go to the bathroom. And when I look, it says 17 miles left in the tank. And I'm like, what? And so it says 17 miles left in the tank. And at this point, I'm like, for those that live in Florida, there is this part of Miami where it's like 25-30 miles of a dead zone, meaning you won't find another gas station, or in my opinion, civilization, until you're like done the entire way. There is like a cop station, I think, but that's it. So I'm like, holy crap, I'm freaking out at this point. So I look up on my phone, the nearest gas station, 23 miles away, and I'm like, bro, like, really? I'm trying not to panic, but at the same time, I'm like, why didn't you not fill the tank up? And they're like, oh, I forgot. I'm like, who forgets to fill the tank up when you're about to drive 3 hours away? Well, point is, thank God we made it with 1 mile left, which I thought it was insane. So we made it. We made it to the airport just in time too, because the flight was at 5 in the morning, and the time was like 4. It was like 3:50 something, and I'm like, dude, we're still not at the airport. It's like 3:50 in the morning. We gotta run. So we managed to find the parking where we had to park, etc. And then we just had to wait, which is kind of dumb because like we got there on time. It was like 4:15, and our flight was like, again, it's like 5:15, and the line, or like, you know, where they tell you, hey, go, this is like where the flight is, it wasn't even open. So I'm just like, how are you supposed to, you know what I mean? I told them like, hey, like, we don't want to be rushed and stuff, and they're like, no, don't worry, it'll be opening soon or whatever. Okay, fast forward. We managed to go to the plane. The flight was pretty good, 2 hours. For those that don't know, from Miami to Puerto Rico, it's 2 hours. Landed to Puerto Rico at 8 in the morning. Perfect timing. It was great. It was great seeing my island again. It was great. You know, just like, if you've never been part of the culture of Puerto Rico before, those that know, you could feel el sazon. You know, like, you could feel the seasoning, you could feel like the culture, you could feel the energy elevating. You know, I personally love the way that Hispanic people, well, Puerto Rican to be exact, I would say Colombian too, there are other parts too, I'm not going to deny that, but I'm saying, like, there's something about Puerto Rican people, like, the way they treat you, depending who it is, but most often you'll find that they treat you with love, like family, but also, depending on who they are, they could be like straightforward or very funny in a joking manner, right? So landing, you know, getting there, trying to find like our bus, like where we're gonna go for our rental car, etc. You know, we just found like, oh, like, hey, we need some help. Oh, of course, it's this way, you know. And I've realized, no offense, but I've realized that when you differentiate like the United States versus Puerto Rico, like Latin people, how Latin people treat you, it's a huge difference, because like I feel like we care about you, like we care where you're going, we care like how you are. Again, it just depends, but that's just my belief, philosophy, that's just what I think. And yeah, so we got to the place, our bus took us to a rental car, we got the rental car, we got a Jeep, which I thought was pretty good. I didn't book it actually, the Jeep was chosen from, my friend booked it, and I was like, great idea. Because for those that are not there, and you're driving, and you're going to rent a car and drive in Puerto Rico, I will let you know for right now, here are the cons of Puerto Rico. 1, roads suck. Like, you're going to have bumpy roads. 2, certain traffic lights, if not a lot of traffic light stops, do not work, so you're gonna have to just maneuver your way in, you know, like in New York style, like you're gonna have to fight for the spot or like turn and stuff. And then 3, the most important one in my opinion, parking sucks. Like, when I tell you there was cars sitting on top of the walkway, like, you know, like just a public walkway, like they're just on top of it. As for parking, and the roads are so cornered that if there's cars going the opposite, each other are going opposite, we would have to wait. I remember I would have to pivot to the corner in order for the car to pass the other way and then keep going. That was a hassle. Like, even going to breakfast was a hassle because it was the first time, and I'm like, I can't find parking. Every single parking spot is taken, and not just that, but people are parking maniacally. It's even a word, like maniacs, like just parking everywhere they can find. And I'm like, I don't know what's legal and what's illegal. So I remember parking like at the police station. I'm like, all right, God forbid, but who cares? You know what I mean? I'll tell them, hey, I'm a tourist, first time here. Lie, I don't know. So yeah, so we got there, breakfast that we went bomb AF. Like, yo, I forgot what was it called, something cafe. We were by Ocean Park, by the way, those wondering, in San Juan. We were around that area, like in Ocean Park. But breakfast was great, lunch was great, dinner was great. Like, the food there is amazing. Alright, I don't want to bore you guys too much, but this is the highlight and also the most effed up part out of the entire story. We went there for a purpose, and the purpose was to go see a Latin artist by the name of Fade, who's actually a Colombian artist, but he has grown to be beloved in Puerto Rico based off his music, and he's been with Puerto Rican artists in terms of like songs, so everyone's like liking him. What happened? The entire reason why we went to Puerto Rico was to see this artist named Fade. Fercho. And so, the fact that we were so excited, I'm putting them a blast, because if they see this video, I'm putting them a blast. But every single time they were just rephrasing, like, hey, I'm so excited for, the day we're going to go see Fade. It's Saturday. And they said it so many times to the point that you're like, okay, I'm not going to do my due diligence. I trust them, Why would I have any trust issues? Like, there's enough confidence there. And it just kept repeating and repeating to the point, like, I'm so excited for Saturday. Great. Here's what happened. In our Airbnb, again in Puerto Rico, I think everything, depending where you are, everything is super tight. Like, everything's next door. So our Airbnb, literally the minute you step out and you took a right, there's a store right there next to you. And it was a clothing store, like a vintage clothing store. Super cool. Shout out to the homie. I forgot his name, but like, that was his store. He had some really nice shirts, jeans, hats, etc. So we got back from doing something, and I remember I was like, yo, let's go visit this store, because in my head I'm like, yo, since we're gonna go see Fade, Fade is known to have like his green glasses. They're Oakley green glasses, or like the white ones with green. My point is, like, he's known to have glasses. I'm like, yo, why not buy some glasses so we can take some bomb pictures, etc. So we go into the store. I am super glad that to this day we went to that store. Here's why. We noticed that some Colombian folks were talking to the owner. At the time, we didn't know, for the spare time, we didn't know that he was the owner. But they had the Colombian accents, and I was like, oh, those guys are Colombians. They're probably going to the Fade concert. That's cool. They left, and the owner comes down and say, hey, do you guys need any help? We're like, oh no, we're good for checkout. Okay. He then proceeds to ask us, so what are you guys planning for the night, for the rest of the evening? And I was super excited to say, oh, we're going to go to see Fade's concert, the artist. He's here, so, the concert, we're so excited. The concert's at 7 p.m. And my man stops what he's doing and just looks at us, he's like, wasn't that yesterday? And I was like, what? He's like, yeah, I could have sworn the concert Fade performed yesterday. Like, he performed last night. And I was like, dude, you cannot be serious. So I look at my friend, I look back at him, I decided to take out my phone, went to go to see the tickets that I screenshotted, right, that they were sent by my friend, only to zoom in and realize that the date was October 18th. And it was October 19th. So it was Friday, October 18th, when we landed to Puerto Rico. And I'm being aware of it on October 19th, that Saturday. And when I told you, I was so, you know what, actually, I was in shock, but I wasn't upset. I am thankful, super thankful to God that the guy told us, because we were planning to just leave that shop, get ready, like shower, get ready, pick a Uber, because it makes sense. Like, you don't want to drive there. It's gonna be like me thinking it's gonna be super busy, super packed. So Uber there to get dropped off, an Uber on the way back. To be on, if I would have never found out about it, imagine Uber in there and you're like, oh, where's the concert? Where's everybody? Etc. I would have definitely been pissed there. But yeah, it was very upsetting, the fact that, we missed the entire purpose of the trip was to go see this artist, this Latin artist, which I was super excited. By the way, I have yet to have gone to my first concert. I've never been to a concert in my life, like a true concert. I'm not denying any of these local concerts or anything, but I'm saying like an artist that I've always wanted to see, that I know their songs, etc. I've yet to see one, so that's upsetting. Hopefully I'll get to see one soon. So yeah, the balls were dropped there, and I was like, wow. But I give it to the guy that he was very kind enough to say, yo, I know it's a mood breaker, but let me tell you guys, there's plenty of things to do in Puerto Rico. And he gave us a whole list of things. I think it's like 5 things to do in Puerto Rico, like at night. And he's like, yo, if you're trying to have fun, if you're trying to go to this bar, if you're trying to have a blast, etc. He's like, yo, go check these places out. I'm not gonna lie to you, at the end of the night, it was super good. We had fun. I got lit. I got a little messed up, but overall, guys, the experience, even though there was a downside about it, I was super happy. Super happy that after 12 years, I was able to visit my island, my hometown. Well, I didn't get to visit my hometown, but I was able to visit, where I grew up, essentially. I remember visiting Old San Juan when I was, oh my gosh, 4, as early as I can remember, and just being with my parents, and a lot has changed, I will tell you that, from when I was born, until, like, in visiting back, of course, like, when I left, I should say, in visiting back, a lot has changed, but I hope that the future of Puerto Rico gets better. I hope Puerto Rico gets the help needed in order to get back where it needs to be, because there is a future for Puerto Rico, not a past. There's a future for Puerto Rico, in my opinion. And honestly, it's one of the best places to visit in the world. They're known for their waves, right? I just found out there was like a huge community of surfers, like people trying from Europe coming to Puerto Rico to surf. I didn't know that. And just the vibe in general, I feel like if you wanted to get away, going to Puerto Rico is definitely the way to go. And I loved it. I loved the culture. I loved the people I interacted with. Even going to like the like the shoe store, clothing stores, there's just so much love. You know what I mean? Like, you don't feel pressured. You don't feel like bored. Everyone's just like always hyping you out. Oh, how can I help you? This fits looks so good. Like, in other words, they season it up. They echan el sazón. And that's what I really miss about Puerto Rico. Just how people are, in my opinion, how I was treated. And even if you're a stranger, they always treat you with so much love, and that's definitely the best part that I had in my experience, besides the other downfalls. But guys, I just wanted to let you know where I've been at. I've been working a lot too, but I hope to keep making these videos. I didn't plan to make this video super long. It's very, what you would call, ratchet, ghetto, out of the blues. I was about to go to bed, and I'm like, dude, I gotta update my people. I gotta update them. So yeah, I hope you guys are doing super well. If it's your first time seeing this video, hi. And I'm super late about to say this, but my name is Hyro. Welcome to my channel. My mission is to bring back old, classic, original vintage, what you would call ASMR, without having to spam on noises and just obnoxious sounds that it's being promoted in social media and all around. So, guys, thank you so much for, if you're still here, thank you for still sticking around. I hope that this gave you, I hope you laughed, and if not, I hope you have, got some tingles at least out of the video. So, thank you so much for sticking around. I hope that you have a wonderful night. Sweet dreams. God bless. And keep on learning. Keep on striving. And again, I'll try my best to just come back to you guys. Come back to actually a community that I've been building up, which is kind of crazy. And yeah, as always,